What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Man, I am sick and tired of listening to Philly fucking 500. Excuse my language, but he is constantly rubbing it in my face that the Eagles, of course, are doing big things and all that, and they're going to steal Micah Parsons and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, hold up. No, the dust. The dust stuff is what I wanted. Okay, cool. All right, got to get some gravel here for my patio at the Red Brick House. So we got big toys here. I'd love to be playing with that sucker right there. Let's go right on down to mine. So I'm tired of listening to Philly 500. And his bragging about what his team has done, right? I'm sick and tired of that. But the Cowboys, maybe they're getting tired of it too, because they're trying to make a move themselves. Okay, yeah. It's amazing how that's nothing for this. Now watch this truck go down. Just hold up. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. Look at this big boy. We ain't putting all that on there. Boom, shakalaka. Boom, shakalaka. That's a big scoop. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. That's good. Yeah. Thanks a lot, buddy. That's a lot of gravel that I gotta unload. Okay. But it's a lot cheaper. That's $40. You know how many bags that would be if I bought them from Home Depot? All right, so I'm sick and tired of listening to Philly 500 bloviating about his team and about how great that they're doing and stuff. And I bet you the Joneses are getting a little tired of that too. I just hope I didn't bust my springs out of here. I'm betting that they're getting a little tired of it too and wanting to get a piece of this, okay? You know, Jerry, people will go through and they'll say, well, Jerry said. How many times have we heard Jerry say some stupid, off-the-wall, crazy stuff that people believe? And it ain't true. It ain't true. So don't go by what Jerry does. Okay, so here's what's happened with the Cowboys, I believe. This is my own personal take. Again, my personal take and my opinions. Jerry is getting older. The Cowboys have begun the process of diversifying the everything, okay? We know that Stephen Jones, aka Catboy, is the guy who's in charge of the money. That process started back when Zach Martin was drafted, where he literally took the draft card away from Jerry and said, we're not drafting Johnny Manziel, okay? That's your emotions. That's not a wise move. And thank God they drafted Zach Martin instead, okay? Stephen Jones is not going to take a lot of risk. He's going to do the more prudent thing. He's going to try and save money. He's going to try and save draft picks. Jerry Jones is more of the player play. He wants to, of course, make that big splash. The Cowboys, in fact, are tired of listening to all of this breaking news of Howie Roseman, getting this guy and that guy. They want a taste of that. They like to be relevant, but they don't also want to take the risk. And I believe that Jerry Jones really wanted to get Patrick Surtain. The problem is Jerry's not going to part, and Steven's not going to let him part with that number one pick. Is he worth the number one pick? Hell yes. If you get him, because here's how you have to look at this. At this point, why is this dump truck up? At this point, what you have to look at is whether you believe it or not, we'll be a playoff team. If you're a playoff team, okay, you're drafting in the 20s. It's a late round draft pick. If you're telling me the Cowboys could have drafted Patrick Surtain late in the first round, that would have been a steal. So that's what we're talking about giving up. So Sean Payton wanted at least a number one and probably a player, and it was just too much for the Cowboys. Would he have been worth it in my mind? Yes, he would have. However, they look at the situation. What they're trying to do is they realize we got problems with the secondary. Okay, got problems with secondary. Stephon Gilmore is still good. He's better than Anthony Brown, but he is older. He is not a shutdown corner anymore, and you need a guy there. And that's why you look at Patrick Surtain, but the cost is just too much. The second problem is Tony Pollard is not a bruising back. He's not an every down back, even though they're trying to make him into an every down back. Right. There we go. Got a little dust from there. They're trying to make him into an every down back. I said it before, you can't run Tony Pollard every game 20, 25 times, touches. He's just not going to make it through the season. We're halfway through. He's got a hurt shoulder, and he's less effective. Last year, when he had Zeke, in the fourth quarter, he was averaging 6 yards, basically a touch. This year, it's half. It's 3. And what do you think it's going to be by the time the season's over? And that is acerbated, I think that's the right word, by the fact that the offensive line is not good, and Tyron Smith is literally, everything's breaking down. It's been the elbow, it's the knee, it's the ankle, now it's a stinger. And more than likely, what will probably happen is the Cowboys are going to make a calculated risk and say Tyron Smith is going to rest this week and save him for the Eagles game. That's probably what's going to happen. So your problem is your offensive line is not good, and you have to win. You got a coach who wants to run the football, and your main running back is not a guy who can carry the load. He's not a DeMarco Murray. He is not a Zeke Elliott. He's Tony Pollard, a change of pace, third down back. And so this is where you look at Derrick Henry basically as a rental. The Cowboys will try and make a move for him. They're going to want Tennessee to eat some of his contract. They don't want to give up a whole lot of draft compensation, but they would want to bring him in because they can look at this and say, if we can cut down some of Tony Pollard's carries and use him more on the outside, which is his strength, and we can use Derrick Henry basically as the battering ram who still has tires left on his tread. You're not looking at this as a long-term deal. You're looking at this like Odell Beckham coming in. You're looking at this like Von Miller coming in for the Rams. And that will help you because now, short yardage, red zone, you got a guy who's big, strong, heavy, who can pound the ball. And now you can use Tony Pollard outside. You still have problems with your offensive line, but you're not going to find a starting offensive lineman at this point of the year. Nobody's getting rid of, good offensive linemen. But what you do need to do is you do need to get somebody who's going to be a capable backup for Tyron Smith. Just are. So that would be the move that the Cowboys will probably try to make. So to me, right now, everything money-wise, Derrick Henry is it 16 million? No, it's not that much. Half of his contract is already paid for this year. The next 2 years are voidable on his contract. So, if you take that contract, they take a few million of it more and get rid of him, then it all works. But we'll see what happens. But the Cowboys definitely are tired of looking like they're lame and are definitely trying to make a move. All right, peace.